Dylan, but getting the strumming pattern right.
Well, you can go now.
I can go now. Yeah. Well, everyone loves to hear a good throat clear. Come listen to the Ramblecast, my little darling. I like to try to reach your mind. Just for guys talking lots of shit. But we might one day save the world. So come join the Ramblecast. It's time that began to laugh and cry and cry and laugh about it all again.
You sounded a little like Dylan.
A little bit downer. But
Yeah, but that was Cohen.
that's not Dylan, though.
But you sound like, but I'm saying you sound like Dylan.
It was Leonard Cohen, right?
Leonard Cohen, So Long,
Yeah.
Marianne. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
From Gilligan's Island?
Yeah, from Gilligan's Island. It was the alternate.
Marianne. So long, Marianne.
They were like, I don't know about this 3-hour tour business. Let's go with something a little bit more, somber but sweet and, innocent and, yet.
Well, spoiler alert on the next Jay and Jack podcast. I ended it with, I don't know if it's going to be on what part of if it's going to make the cutting room floor. I don't know, because if the show is only an hour and we record for like 10 hours. And I go, it always bugged me at the end. The first season, I think they said the whole Gilligan's Island, Marianne, the skipper, the whole thing. But then in the end, they go, and the rest. They don't say the professor and Marianne. Literally,
right. They say the rest.
They didn't have time to include the two. Were they supposed to be killed off? I just want to know. I mean, I was supposed to look it up and give it for next week's podcast. But,
wait. You're on another podcast, Jack? Like, I thought the Ramblecast was the only podcast you did.
It's the only one I care about.
Oh,
unless Lost reboots, then I guess I'll be doing that.
Oh, okay.
But because that's rumors that the ABC president wants to reboot Lost.
Well, why wouldn't they? I mean, I kind of was waiting for that to happen.
Yeah,
it's too soon. You got like at least 20 years. You can't just reboot.
No, what are you talking about? They reboot shows.
Yeah, but like you got to wait.
They're off for a year. They start rebooting shows.
They're already rebooting, Battlestar Galactica.
But think about it.
Wait. They're doing another reboot?
Apparently,
I think they're thinking about it. But it's been almost 10 years since that one ended, and it was 18 years. No, 22 years since the 1981 had ended. So
what about Magnum PI? It's been about 20 years?
30, I would say. Magnum ended at 90, 91?
I guess so, yeah. Mm. No, it had to be later than that, didn't it?
No, I want to say it was late 90s. Early 90s, I mean.
All right, so and I'm enjoying it. I didn't want to like it, but I do. I like it.
Nice. And the first Jan Jack show was pretty good. I think Ralph carried it, but it was pretty good.
Well, yeah, Ralph does tend to carry things. So,
and he kept making these little inside jokes about this other guy. I don't know who he was. I think his name was Nick.
Nick,
yeah.
Don't get all cocky on us, all right?
Yeah.
All right, Nick's going to want more money.
Yeah,
great. You're going.
I'm waiting for the reboot of this show.
You're going all taffy on us.
My contract's coming up. I might go free agent. And yeah.
Well, how did that work for Bryce Harper? Come on, sign with the Padres already, Bryce. Come on now, Bryce. Come on now, do it now. Come join. Come to San Diego. Well, I mean, go to San Diego. Come to San Diego. Go to San Diego. I'm sitting there. It's like 80 degrees today in February.
Oh, really?
It's like 81. It was like 81 degrees today. I'm in the studio and I'm sweating because it's so hot up here.
It's been cold in LA last 2 days.
Oh, it got down to 70. I get it.
Right. No. Whatever.
No,
cold in LA. What is cold in LA? Tell us, Nick.
It was in the 30s when you woke up this morning.
Oh, wow.
The thing, I know it's not like negative degrees.
Well, that's cold.
It's cold for LA, and most of the time I like cold weather, but when I went out with my little thin jacket, you could actually feel the cold. I was like, wow, it actually is cold for once in LA. Like actually cold.
It was so cold in LA, the traffic looked like it wasn't moving. It looked like it was frozen, right? Is that what?
Yeah. Well, my boss was telling me a story about the first time he left California. He went to Huntsville, Alabama, and got a rental car. It was in the middle of the winter, and when he got in the car, they had a windshield ice scraper on the seat. As like, hey, like you're gonna need this in the morning. And of course, he thought he didn't know what it was, so he just chunked it out the window, thinking, "Oh, what the hell this thing is?" And the next morning he woke up and saw that there was frost on the windshield, and turned the defroster on. Of course, it's not going anywhere, and the windshield wipers are just across it. And he's like, and then he sees somebody else in the lot next to him, like using the scraper, and he's like, "That's what that thing was for!" Like,
oh my goodness.
Well, wow. to be fair, we're talking about people from LA.
Yeah, exactly. But like, I kind of looked at him like, wow, I guess it makes sense if you've never used one, but okay.
I don't know.
I just can't get over it.
It's crazy. It's been cold here, and then it was, I think, in the single digits. I think it got below zero for a couple of days, and then it was 60 degrees like 3 days later. I can't figure it out.
That's same here.
It's supposed to be 68 tomorrow, and then the next 3 days, it's in the low 40s.
I'll tell you, though.
It was 61 today, and then it's going to get down to 15 tonight. What is that?
That's cold.
Tell me whatever that is.
Well, because
that's insane.
People in LA would go, that's cold.
It was foggy, torrential rains, and then windy, all in the same day. We woke up with fog, thick fog, torrential rains all day long, and then when I drove home, it was like blow you off the road winds, and
which could always be a good thing.
No, because it's bringing the 15 degree weather.
I'm sorry, I went somewhere else with that.
Oh, okay. Well.
But you know what? I'll tell you one thing.
I don't have a Hummer.
If this whole podcast thing doesn't work out for me, I might have a career in HVAC. I'll tell you.
On your heater again?
Yeah, check this out.
Your basement flooded?
So, I had an issue after I fixed it all. I had another issue.
Wait, before you fixed it or didn't fix it right? Is that what you're going
Well, after I fixed it, apparently the whole process, something else went wrong when everything kind of shut down too. So what was happening after the fan and motor got fixed was in the circuit board, the goddamn circuit board got fixed. It would keep cycling. So it would heat up my house to the right temperature, but it would turn off and on every 10 minutes. So I did my research, and there's this thing called a high limit switch. It's actually this little sensor that sits inside the furnace where the flame is to keep an idea with how hot it is. So I ordered the part, got a new one, opened that sumbitch back up, and I put a new heat sensor in there, a high limit switch in there, popped it up, closed it back up, and it was working beautifully. It was working perfectly.
Now, can you say sumbitch again?
Sumbitch.
You sound like you're from the South, right, Nick?
Yeah, no. I was trying to align with my brethren here on the show. So anyways, it was working perfectly. So what I did was I also went out and bought a new thermostat. I wanted to try out a new thermostat, like a Wi-Fi enabled one. I have a Nest, but I want to try the Ecobee because it has the home kit enabled, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so I'm putting the new thermostat in, and two of the wires touched, and it kind of kicked it on for a second. And when I found out after the fact,
that's not a good thing.
It's not a good thing at all. So here it is. It's 11 o'clock, 11:30 at night on, I think it was like Friday night. It was the day after we recorded. So it's Friday night, and I don't have any heat. So I'm freaking out, and I realized that there is on the circuit board, the one that I put in, this little son of a bitch right here, who looks just like it's just like a fuse from your car.
It does,
right?
Yeah.
Which is exactly what it is, but it's a 3 amp fuse, which is not very common. So I have this little fuse here, and as you can see, if I get close up here, it's been melted on the inside. Right. So I blew this fuse during that whole process. So I'm like, shit. So I hop in the car. I go to the local 24-hour gas station, hoping they have fuses. Nothing. I go to the local CVS, hoping they have fuses. Nothing. The woman at CVS is like, well, if you know exactly what you're looking for, you can probably go to the 24-hour Walmart. I'm like, there's a 24-hour Walmart? Where the hell is that? She's like, well, it's in Raynham, which is about 35, 40 minutes away. So mind you, it's about midnight at this point. So let me just tell you, just to reiterate the facts, I arrived at a 24-hour Walmart at 12:15 a.m. Let me tell you what type of experience that is. Or maybe I should just save that, because you can probably just go look at, peopleofwalmart.com, and that's exactly what I ran into. So I get there, I go to the aisle that has all the fuses and shit. And guess what fuse they don't have?
The one you need.
The 3 amp stupid motherfucking fuse.
I was right. What do I win?
You can have this burnt fuse. So
can you sign it?
Yeah, hey Matt, maybe you can draw this.
Oh no, sorry. I was working on this water theme for Gilligan's Island.
Oh. Nice.
But if you want to mail that out to some people, though,
yeah,
so
your circuit board.
I called my wife, and she didn't know I left the house. I called her; she was sleeping. I'm like, you might want to put the space heaters on.
Wait! She didn't know you left the house?
No, I was quiet, like a church mouse.
You didn't leave a note or anything?
No, she was sleeping. You don't wake a pregnant wife.
I'm not saying they have this thing called paper.
Yeah, but they also have phones, which are quicker. Anyways,
hey, I'm off. Well, what if something happened to you and she woke up and said, "Where's my husband?"
That's a good point. Good point.
She's like, "Oh, he's out getting."
I didn't think the whole thing through, Jack. I thought I was going to be on for like 2 minutes getting this goddamn fuse.
I'm just saying, from kind of a rookie mistake there. And you've been married long enough to know not to make that mistake.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, I admit defeat. So I'm driving back, right, and it's like 1:00 in the morning. I'm like admitting defeat here, and then I'm driving home. I'm like, I'm just going to set my alarm for like 5:45 and get up and go to Lowe's or Home Depot and go pick one up. Because these things like $2, like this little piece of shit fuse. And I'm driving, and I'm like visibly like distraught. I got one hand on the steering wheel, one hand on my face. First of all, I'm tired, but I'm also pissed off. And then I'm driving by like a couple exits from my house, and all of a sudden, like an epiphany, and this light bulb goes off in my head, and I'm like, the fucking old board. So the famous guest star from our last episode of this old circuit board still had the son of a bitch in there, and it wasn't popped. So nice. I get home, I'm like, yes! So I pull that thing right out.
That's why you don't throw anything away.
I know. I put it into the new one, and boom, I have heat again. It was like.
So you drove around for 8 hours.
Yeah, when it was literally right here on my little
let's keep the Gilligan's Island thing going.
Recording desk
thing going. You drove around for 3 hours.
It was a 3-hour tour.
Wait. So here, let's go back to this though. Sometimes you have to get lost to be found.
That's so true. So my heater works now. But
I have done that same thing where you drive. He's like, fuck, and you're going all over like, home. You go out, and like 4 hours later, you realize oh shit, I have the old one sitting at home. It probably has the part I need.
I was literally in the last 5 minutes of my return trip home, and I was like, oh, you son of a bitch, it's sitting right there on the desk. So I got working, but at the end of the day, after all these toil and troubles and all the crap I've done. I've also found out that I need to replace my furnace anyways.
Does it look like this?
Oh, yeah. That's pretty fucking great, dude.
That is excellent.
Yeah, so I have to replace the furnace anyways.
Oh, shit.
After all that.
Yeah, well, it's one of the things I don't have to do it right now, but I should do it right now.
I imagine you down in your basement with like these, electro pads, and you're like, Come on! You're trying to charge it
here's the thing.
Life.
I'm learning all this shit now that I'm in a different house and I have a different heating system. Is that the house I bought? This furnace that we have in here is a 115,000 BTU furnace, and 3 or 4 different people I've talked to, and I've made that reference point. They're like, "What? Like, how big is your house?" And this house is just short of 2,100 square feet, and it's a long split level ranch, right? And then. They're like, dude, you need a 60,000 BTU furnace for that house, not 115,000. So essentially, this thing is pushing out too much for the ductwork that I have and the size of the house that I have, which is what ultimately led to the malfunctions I've been experiencing. So the guy was like, you should either replace it or you're going to continue having these small repairs.
So what you're saying, it's just too big.
Yeah, it's too big.
That's what she said.
That's what she
Too big.
said.
It doesn't fit well.
Watching The Office, so
It doesn't fit well.
You know, when you, as soon as you said I went to Walmart at midnight, I was really hoping for a People of Walmart story to come out of this, and it never came. I just kept waiting for it. Like, I was there, and there was a woman wearing flesh-colored tights, and I was like, "What?" Like,
Nah, I mean, there probably was. There probably. I was just so incensed when I was there, and like, I got to the point where I'm like, I'm here at Walmart. I'm like, I started doing research of like car stereos that might actually have that fucking fuse inside of it as like an added like accessory. Yeah. And I was gonna buy a car stereo just to pull the fuse out and return to some bitch, Nick.
Yeah. The last time I went to Walmart, needed Walmart after midnight. I went to the one by our house. It was closed. They closed from like 12 to 6. I go, what the fuck? It's Walmart.
Well, there's some of them are open 24. Like the super centers are open 24 hours. This place
our super center is on the. Ours is ours is a big, but I guess it's kind of a high crime area.
Yeah. So I walked into that place, right, and there's this guy who's like his gut. It was one of those like I don't know if he had some type of like glandular issue or what, but like his gut was so shapen that it looked like he had,
maybe he just like beer.
It looked like he had one of those medicine balls you see at the gym, like inside his shirt, hanging over his junk. Like his gut went past his piece, and I'm like, that dude first of all, hasn't seen it in like probably 30 years.
Was he the greeter?
So I'm walking up.
Walmart, you can't see my piece.
No. So here's the thing: like I'm walking
That's
up,
not
and
a
I see this dude. I'm like, God damn, he's gonna die. And then I get closer, and I realize, holy shit, he's the security guard who's maintaining the store, which is like a 40,000 square foot facility, and he's in charge of making sure everyone's safe. I'm like, I could get whatever I want and out with no problem.
He could just the old FBI thing. Stop, FBI, and they just keep running.
All right, now, can I just tell you one thing that could have helped you out and saved you that trip is a Walmart app. I realize you would have had to download it, but on the Walmart app or go to their website and you can actually search products per the location.
Well, everyone's got to be a smart ass.
I mean, I know you weren't thinking because you were like in a frantic mode. You're like,
so combination of things. Yes. Frantic mode. Also I am very familiar with, apps and how they,
thanks,
they
Matt.
maintain stock.
Sure, yeah, no problem.
Making me look like an idiot.
But I'm also saying that the reliability of the inventory of a Walmart supercenter is not quite there.
No.
Okay. Well, Chris, if you would have thought about it, though.
It's so good.
That might be your
best. Because the thing is, the problem is that you don't just buy this. You have to buy a package of like 100 of various different colors of these things, and there's no way to find out which package has which.
Fair enough. There could have been a multi-pack there,
and it could have been the security guard. You won't even see his package.
He probably had it in his pocket the entire time, and he hasn't noticed because it's been there since 1972.
And you cannot rely on that inventory because sometimes if it says 1, there's none. So
yeah,
right. I get you.
And sometimes if it says 0, there might be 4 because there's.
I think we did that at Home Depot one time. They said they had like 4 of them. We got there. They said we don't have any. I go,
oh yeah, I hate that.
I said you had 4 of them. I go, well, sir, we have none. It was on. Hey, I'm sorry. It was like sorry. No, it's like fuck you. We have none of them.
I think Matt's drawing is basically a fused version of the Kool-Aid Man.
It is. It's such a sad fuse.
It's a sad Kool-Aid Man. And I think if he had some smoke coming out of his ears, they would be like, I blew a fuse, even
better.
Because if you see up close, you can see a little burn hole in the center there.
Wait, Matt, do you like being critiqued on? Because Nick made it better.
No.
He made your drawing better. So
no, he didn't because he didn't draw it.
Well, he had the idea to do it.
I'm fine with the critique. I've been through some critiques in my day.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it just further solidified the fact that I never want to set foot into any, no matter how many hours of the day they're open, Walmart ever again.
Oh no, yeah.
Dude, Walmart truly sucks.
Oh yeah. It just,
there's nothing great about Walmart.
It sucks your soul.
To be fair, the prices are lower.
Yeah, well,
they got this. They got the smiley face thing that goes around and actually lowers the prices as you're standing there, bounces around and gets you lower prices.
I felt bad too. Like there were. I don't know, this is probably gonna put a can of fucking shit from people on email in, but whatever. There were
you made fun of the tumor
families / half families who are walking around at 12:30 in the morning with their 4-year-olds.
Yeah, that's
and it was like I saw that, and your first thing is you jump to a conclusion like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? And then your good side of your conscience goes, well, shit, maybe they're buying their necessities, maybe they're getting formula or diapers or whatever. Maybe they look over and she's buying a fucking lava lamp, and I'm like, what the shit?
Well,
and I realized I'm like, why am I in the lava lamp aisle? I'm looking for a goddamn fuse
because she's high as shit.
To be fair to them, sometimes you need a lava lamp at midnight.
Yeah.
The high level switch on those people has burnt out. I added the smoke to this drawing and also the little black.
Actually, I like it better without. I like it better without the smoke.
Oh,
yeah.
Too late.
Can you erase that?
It's marker. It's permanent.
So, anyways,
I can't erase that. But
there goes my exploits with my goddamn furnace and my trips to.
I can't wait to see what happens next week because this is a series now.
It is. Well, I'll give you a preview. I'm actually getting a new hot water heater and a furnace, and yeah,
I could probably hook the hot water heater up for you if you want.
I'm getting a tankless hot water heater.
Tankless. Ooh, that's the way to. We were going to do that until our.
How does that work?
Tankless.
Tankless hot water heater.
It's the best way.
Basically, a guy with a lighter.
Didn't you watch Didn't you watch Breaking Bad?
No.
You never watched Breaking Bad?
Oh.
What? We have talked about this.
Oh, fuck! I don't remember that. No, whoa.
I know that Matt and I have talked about this because
because I was probably high, but yeah, go ahead.
All right, I did not watch Breaking Bad because when Breaking Bad started, it had only been a few years since The Sopranos, and I had a few friends go, "Oh, it's just like The Sopranos," so I didn't watch it, which is not true. I know it's not true.
It's not even close.
It's not even close, but that's what I mean. But so I didn't watch it. But then it was 5 seasons in, and I was like, okay, I'll go back and watch it. I know I need to watch it, but Better Call Saul came out, and I went in my mind. I'm gonna do a Star Wars prequel thing, like people who see Star Wars that watch the prequel. So I'm watching Better Call Saul first, and once it's over, I'm gonna watch Breaking Bad.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. I've had some people go, "That's pretty interesting," and I've had people like Jack go, "You're a fucking idiot."
There's no fucking. That's what I'm saying. There's no fucking person that said that's the right choice, Nick. I'm
telling you, they're going to revenge the Sith you.
Yeah.
Come on, Nick.
Hey,
and that's an analogy that you can understand, but they're going to revenge the Sith you.
I say this knowing you love great. You're smart. You love great television.
Yeah.
There's no way you shouldn't be watching Breaking Bad.
I am going to watch it.
What? I'm going to go after we're done recording. Go find out where it's at and go watch it.
Yeah, I will as soon as Better Call Saul's over.
No, fuck that shit. Better Call Saul could go on for another 10 years.
I won't. It's only got a few more seasons, I bet.
I can't believe
by the time you get around to Breaking Bad, all the cultural, cachet.
I can't believe Matt knew this and didn't tell anybody.
What's that?
I can't believe Matt knew that you had never watched Breaking Bad and didn't tell us.
I never knew that.
He said he talked to you about it.
I don't remember. My high level switch was off.
How did we get on Breaking Bad? Because what were we talking about?
He blew a fuse, I think, when I told him. And then
good reference, Joe.
Yeah, great reference, Joe. Me with the other guy.
I usually don't speak to people who haven't seen Breaking Bad.
Wow.
Just saying. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm out of here.
And there goes.
I was going to say to Chris, I said at least the family that was out, with their 4-year-old, at least they knew where they all were. Whereas you went out,
or did they?
You left house and nobody knew where you're at.
So before Nick, to get back to your question, before that you were so rudely lambasted for your lack of.
I'm sorry. I think most of our listeners are going to say, Nick, what the fuck?
So
yeah, absolutely. I know.
Nick, tankless water heaters heat water directly without the use of a storage tank. When a hot water tap is turned on, cold water travels through a pipe into the unit. Either a gas burner or electric element heats the water. As a result, tankless water heaters deliver a constant supply of hot water.
Yes.
I'm more curious. I'm just curious how it can warm the water effectively that rapidly, because the tank, they keeps it warm, and then.
Well, Nick, I will respond to that by saying I didn't invent the motherfucker. I'm just buying it.
You just said at the beginning of the episode that you should be an installer, but whatever.
Dude, that's like 201 shit.
I'm going to you for the expert advice.
He's just in the 101 section.
I know that Jay has a tankless water heater, and the other day I was filling up the bathtub for Zach to take a bath, and I go, "Why is this water so fucking cold?" I go, "What do we live in LA?" It was freezing, and it took forever for it to heat up. But I've always heard that the water tankless, it's like nonstop hot water. You can take like a shower for an hour.
Might want to get that tankless hot water heater looked at because that's not operating the way it should.
Well, I'm just saying, it's not my house. What do I care?
So I'm told.
I don't know. He has well water. I don't know if that makes a difference. I don't.
That should make a difference. The tankless should work at a high efficiency level.
Jay, because I asked Jay about it, he goes, "Oh, I don't know."
I looked to find out about this on the Jay and Jack show like 3 months from now.
I don't know. I'm not an HVAC guy.
Colleen wanted it, so I was like, okay. We compromised. I wanted Tron, the video game, and
wait. In three months, let's see. I should be out there. I'm coming to. I meant to tell you. I officially booked.
Are you coming out with Dan?
No. Dan has that wedding thing.
Oh, that's right. Dan's not coming out.
Yeah.
Thank
So
God.
I am actually flying out. I'm using some of my patron supported money as it streams in.
That's
all the
nice.
gold coins that I'm jumping in like Scrooge McDuck over here, and investing that into a ticket to ride out to Raleigh. So
I guess it wouldn't be a ticket to paradise.
I think you should
anybody would
invest in 3 watt wash up. Shit.
Fucked up that joke.
It's 3
amp fuses. I think you should buy them all because they're all made in 1976, and there's only so many.
Yeah, Legos, man, that's the future.
So you're flying out.
I'm flying out this year. I'm going to see how that goes.
Do you need someone to pick you up? Because I might be able to. It depends on how much.
Because you need someone to pick you up. I'll let you know about the cab companies in the area.
It's going to be like
they're great.
Three grandchildren, and then
I picked up Scott Eric at the airport last year. I said, "Yeah, I'll pick you up." Well, he was up top. I drove around the airport like 10 times. I go, "Where the fuck are you at?" He goes, "I'm here. I'm out front." I go, "What are you wearing?" Finally, he goes, "I realize that you're up
bikini
top."
bottoms.
Who the fuck stays up top? Go downstairs. Anyway.
So I need to go downstairs, is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Upstairs and downstairs.
It depends on how my daycare is going.
Okay.
I have a daycare.
I'd be willing to sit in the car seat if I need to.
Okay, you might have to.
Okay.
That's what sucks about LAX too, is that
the cops always come.
Cabs and Ubers and all that can only go to the upper level. Like the drop off, they can't go to arrivals. So when you arrive, you're going to the bottom section, but there's no way to get to the upper easily. So you have to find a stairwell with all your luggage and shit to go upstairs to go wait for a cab or
we're talking Raleigh. It's not like it's this huge.
Yeah, I know. You're there with your horse and buggy.
Well, no, to be fair, it's a nice airport. Mm-hmm. It's a nice looking airport. They've remodeled it. It shouldn't be that complicated to find somebody.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody that is able to come out that first week of May.
I'm looking forward to seeing maybe half of them.
And looking forward to Chris and his. I know that you can't make it because you're going to be expecting right about that time.
That's right. Yeah.
So
I actually just started my plans of my paternity leave, and it's looking pretty awesome. Thankfully, my company gives me 6 weeks paid paternity leave. So,
are you doing it after your wife's maternity leave?
I can. Well, here's the thing: I can split it up however I want. So, my plan right now is that for like a week and a half after he's born, I'll take off, and then I've already have a week's vacation booked for the first week of July, and then I'm taking an additional 3 weeks of paternity leave, so the month of July off.
Nice.
And then the last week and a half, probably somewhere towards the end of the summer when my wife goes back to work in that transition period. So should be a nice summer.
Are you changing the name, baby's name from Brady to Edelman?
You know what? Jackson Jules doesn't sound too bad.
Jackson Jules. I was falling asleep during the game, so you have to.
Yeah. So I'm surprised it's taken us this long to get this far to talk about this.
Well, I have the. Before we talk about the Super Bowl, let's have our predictions here. I still have them written down. Okay. Nick had the Pats 36-30. God, you were just so close. On this
I still have the difference in points.
No, it was 13-3.
It's close.
Okay. Matt had Pats 34, Rams 21.
That's closer.
Chris had 31-24. And maybe if they played the game 8 times, that we get to that total. And Jack had the Rams 26-22. Oh, well.
Well, clearly that didn't happen by the – no one expected this to be like a punter's extravaganza.
I'm going to tell you right now, the halftime show was better than the Super Bowl.
No, that's exactly what I was about to say. I thought it was really nice of the Patriots and the Rams to keep the tone and the pacing of the game so it would be in sync with the halftime show. Just a nice, bland, boring as shit 3-hour gap.
I love defense. I mean, I'm all. I don't, because I think we said we talked about it in this podcast, but earlier we had the Rams and Kansas City played an overtime game. It was 55-51, something like that. I go, I don't know if I'm for that. I like defense and stuff like that.
I do too. Yeah.
But I'll say this: both quarterbacks sucked. I know the GOAT's the greatest of all time, but he was terrible. Jared Goff was worse.
Terrible is not a term I would use.
I would use terrible. If it wasn't for Edelman being wide open all the time, he would have no reception. He'd have no completions. I mean, it was just like I said. I don't know how. I'll be honest with you. Edelman, I don't think deserved the MVP. It should have been someone from the defense. They kept the Rams. They kept the Rams to 3 fucking points.
Yeah. You should have been Maroon 5, guys.
Yeah,
it is one of the saddest. I was about to say it too, Jack, because I remember seeing something you posted about that. Is that even though Edelman did have a great game, it's like really the defense of either team should have had. Yeah, and that's what sucks. Is like it's always MVPs always get to a running back or quarterback or receiver. It's always is like when are you ever going to give it to a lineman or a linebacker or somebody that's just like, dude, without you, the game would have been fucking lost.
It's like when the Pats lost to Eli Manning's Giants, and they gave Eli threw that desperation pass, and David Tyree caught on top of his helmet.
No, that was an interception. That wasn't.
No. David Tyree caught it on the top.
I'm sorry, Tyree. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're not remembering correctly, but
that was a rough.
To be fair, on that drive, there should have been 2 interceptions, but you guys choked. But I said, why are we giving it to Eli Manning because that's the year the Patriots were just like blowing people out like by 40 points.
That was going to be the perfect season.
Yeah, the perfect season where the Chargers should have beat them in the AFC Championship game, where again Brady had a terrible game, but yet they still won. And
Jack's just trying to get some goat in this.
Okay.
Spoken like a true San Diego Chargers fan, always talking about things that happened 10 plus years ago.
No, I'm just stating facts that he had a terrible game and they still won because it's a team game. But I said, why are we giving the MVP to Eli Manning when the defense held the Patriots to 14 points, 17 points, whatever it was? Do you remember what it was, Chris?
Yeah, it was 14 points.
Okay, 14 points.
It may have been 17. I can't remember.
Whatever it was, but I'm not going to say that. And, I love Tony. Actually, Tony Romo's grown on me. The guy's, he's hyper. When Jim Nantz got excited about the punt, that's when I said, okay, this is a bad Super Bowl. God, this could be a record punt.
But I think.
That's what made me laugh. I think the most is when someone put up. Imagine if you just spent $5,000,
$7,000,
yeah, to see a shitty
Maroon 5 concert.
And a punt off contest.
Seriously. No, but I agree with you on the defensive MVP. Like, I think Julian Edelman is an absolute workhorse, and I'll tell you right now, they wouldn't have won the game without Julian Edelman. So he's deserving. He's deserving of the MVP award. I feel,
they wouldn't have won without the defense.
Agreed, and you can say that by either or. So like,
Edelman didn't score a touchdown.
Like for instance, he definitely set them up though. There's no question. He set up pretty much every single field goal, as well as that, he and Gronk with that touchdown run. But Jason McCourty, if you're going to hand it to a defensive individual, there was a play that it's probably going to go unsung, but if you do a quick Google search of Jason McCourty Super Bowl play, there was this play where Goff had he had the Pats dead to rights for like a 40-yard touchdown pass. Mm-hmm. The receiver, I can't think of his name for the life of me.
I think it was
Cook. Yeah. Would end up blowing coverage and getting wide open in the back of the end zone. And the pass was so perfect. Like Jared Goff's pass was so perfect, but out of fucking nowhere. Hold on. Jason McCourty comes from 40 yards out of the play. Out of nowhere comes in, makes a phenomenal defensive play that knocks the pass away and prevents a touchdown.
Well, I would have said perfect throw if he had thrown it sooner.
Fair enough.
Because most great quarterbacks, your Tom Brady's, your Dan Fouts, your Marinos, your even Phillip Rivers, they throw to a spot.
Yeah.
And this guy was literally, like you said, 40 yards open. He waited to throw until the guy's waving in the end zone. Yeah. Hey, I'm open. If he would have thrown it sooner,
it was perfectly targeted for the scenario that he ended up throwing. He was spot on, hit him perfectly in the hands. And Jason McCourty came out of nowhere, and I actually ran into him yesterday while I was working. And
did he knock your iPhone out of your hand?
I wanted to give him a hug, man, because it was amazing. But yeah, so that was probably one of the there's many key defensive plays in the Super Bowl, but that one right there probably stands out the most.
Oh, he was literally, like you said, he was wide open. But I said, what took him so long to throw the fucking ball?
Yeah, but the defensive effort that McCourty made, he came from the other side of the field, and dead sprinted in, timed it perfectly, and it was awesome.
I agree, it was an awesome play, but he should have never been in that position to make the play.
Fair. Well, that's fine. All right.
I just pointing it out that Jared Goff I think what the MVP of the game was Bill Belichick and the coaching staff. They had a plan. Okay, we're going to let Jared Goff beat us.
You mean the greenskeeper from
the Rams? Because even Romo said, "Why do the Rams keep running the same play when it's not working?"
Yeah,
the Patriots know what's coming up.
There's a few clips out there you can see where they, I think Coach Belichick, Edelman, Tom, they were all mic'd up, and there is a really good conversation that happens, very quick between what's his name, the coach of LA,
McVay.
Thank you, McVay. Goes up and greets Bill Belichick before the game starts, and it was just
fuck you. I know you have a playbook,
dude. He was just jingling Belichick's balls, being like, "I'm so impressed by you guys." The way you guys are able to have so many different identities in the game, it's unbelievable. Like you're the best. Like it's awesome. Like, dude, you're about to play this dude in the Super Bowl. Get your hands off his nuts.
What did Belichick say? That's great.
He's like, we're on to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that McVay didn't do more as far as like pushing the envelope or trying to actually like make a play happen.
Well,
because
I think
he was aggressive in the Saints game. And at some point they had to be more aggressive. And
what hurt the Saints? I mean, the Rams is that Gurley was not healthy, and that's their offense. The running game sets up the passing game, and once they knew that he wasn't going to play, Belichick said, "Okay, make him beat us," and he couldn't do it. He was, young quarterback, Super Bowl. He choked it. I mean, I don't want to say choked it because the Patriots they just outplayed him.
Gurley's never been the same. He got hurt his junior year in college. He's never been the same since. Like I don't see.
He's been. I mean, he was great early in the season, but he's hurt. He's obviously hurt.
Yeah,
and they're just not the same offense without him. But anyway, it was like I said, it's just one of those games where you say, "Go, all right, this is just boring." I even had someone tell me on thing your tweets are too descriptive. You're being too. Where's the the bad call or something like that? But anyway.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I was happy about is that the amount of bitching on social media and amongst people about quote unquote bad calls was at an absolute minimum. That was probably
there was one terrible call. I mean, it was terrible.
Which one?
It was the one where they called the offensive the Rams sacked the guy. It was a receiver caught the ball, and he turned to run, and the guy brought him down, and they called hitting a defenseless receiver. I go.
Oh yeah.
I go. What the hell is he supposed to do? I go. That was a brutal call.
Granted, I mean, here's the deal. I mean, I know exactly what player you're talking about because I actually turned to my friends watching the game. I was like, that's kind of a bullshit call, but it is the rule this year. I get it, Jack. You don't have to defend it. I think it's a bullshit call.
But no, I'm saying that the rule. But he did make a move. The rule is if he doesn't make a move, he literally caught it and turned and ran, and he got it looked worse. I get the ref's point of view. Yeah. It looked like, oh my God, he just took the guy's head off. But you look at the replay and go, all right.
Yeah, I watched the replay and I looked at my friends and I was like, that's kind of bullshit. And everyone's like, shut up, Chris.
And there was a play where Jared, before he threw the interception, he threw a ball, and the guy had the New England Patriot had Jared Cook's arm. He had his arm. Technically, it was pass interference, but he still should have caught it. I'm not going to argue that call. He still should have caught the ball for a touchdown. He didn't catch it.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was just like, I mean, it was okay. I mean, I don't care. I didn't have a dog in the race. I just thought it was funny, and I hate to keep pointing to the commissioner how fucked up how stupid he is. But you have the the LA Rams. It's the second largest market in America, right? Television market. Against the Patriots, who people either watch them to win or you watch them to lose. I mean, you're going to watch a Patriot game. You're either rooting for them or against them. I don't care who wins.
Or you just don't watch.
But it was the 10th lowest. It was the lowest Super Bowl in 10 years.
Yeah.
In the LA market. In the LA market.
Oh, the LA market, yeah.
No, I mean, nationwide, but you had the LA market. And so it's smart. It was smart, Commissioner, to put two teams in LA when they really don't care. And then, anyway, then you have Oakland, who can't even find a place to play next season.
Well, shoot, I mean, we had more people at our send-off rally than Rams did at any single game this season.
Well, to be fair, you guys have. I can't believe how many Patriots fans I follow on Facebook. It just seems like there's more every year. But I'm not saying they're fair weather. But
hey, man,
bandwagon.
Yeah, it's all right.
And then you saw I sent you a little message how the Patriots fans were fighting at the celebration.
Oh yeah, so they said I think the average. So Boston police came out with a statement. I think it was like 1.5 million people showed up for the rally or for the parade, and 12 people got arrested. And
they were all in that fight.
Yeah, and they're all like, the commentary was like, yeah, we're pretty well behaved this year.
Anyway, so
a bunch of numbnuts after having too much Jägermeister.
And the commercials. What anything stick out in the commercials? Were they?
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, but first I was going to say, it was the fight was over Tina. That's what it was about, and Salsa Del Rio.
Dude, I got my coupons in the mail.
You got them?
Yeah, legit. I got coupons in the mail.
All right, let's reveal what's the.
I don't know what I'll deal with them. I think I got like $5 worth of $5 of the Frito-Lay or whatever.
Oh. So you got $5 free Frito-Lay.
Yeah, I got $5 worth of free chips.
So that's a bag of Frito chips that are half full of air.
Yeah, exactly. And then they gave me like a variety of coupons for buy one get one free, which I thought was nice touch.
Yeah.
So moral story is, if you fucking send some bullshit land of Frito-Lay, they'll send you free stuff.
That's any company. Ask for Tina. Yeah, ask for Tina. Like, sorry, we're not going to bring back your bullshit chips. That's what the fight was over. That's what the fight was over. It's like, don't you badmouth Tina, you motherfucker. It was like,
the best part is my wife was like, why the hell are you getting mail from Frito-Lay?
I'm getting mail from Tina.
Yeah, who's Tina?
Is that what? Sure, you were out at Walmart at 12.
She's my side chip.
I picked up a bag of Lay's potato chips the other day. It was a family pack. I go, the hell? What family's eating this? It's like a snack pack. I go, where's all the chips?
Just be like, hey, honey, Tina's giving me some free Lay's.
It's true that, like I've said before, like if you write anyone out there, if you write any company, they will send you free shit.
All right, why don't we do this? We'll all pick a company.
Actually, you should let the listeners pick a company.
Listeners pick a company.
Yeah, we'll pick them at random.
And they're going to pick some septic system.
No. I think Nick's onto something. All the listeners, if you're out there, that should be our thing this week. We'll put it on the Facebook page. Yeah. You pick the company. Everyone who listens to us will write that company, and we'll see what we get back.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I like it.
I think it's a great idea.
Because it could be anything. I mean, but you will get something free. Because I wrote to, I remember I went and bought some popsicles one time, and the grape one's all messed up. It tasted like raspberry or something. And I wrote them, just like, hey, like, I think your formula's probably messed up for your grape popsicles because they suck. And they're like, oh, we're sorry about that. They sent me $30 or $40 worth of coupons to Blue Bell Ice Cream.
Can I tell you what they really said? Who's this dick complaining about grape popsicles?
Hey.
Just saying.
Hey,
I want my grape popsicle right.
And for those of you guys out there who are shying away from this idea because you're too lazy to write, because it's typically a form that you fill out. It's not an email. You go onto their website and you say contact us, and you put things into a form that they set up for you.
We'll make this the verses, but you guys decide. The listeners decide.
Ooh.
Hey, you know what? These Trojans didn't work. I'd like some free stuff.
There's 97.8.
You know that 99.8%.
Well, let's make it a product. Let's make it a food type product, right?
It should be
all right.
Yeah.
Or detergent or something like that.
I'm down for a body condom.
But we'll make that the verses this week. What product do you want us to all the listeners write and see what we get back? And we could probably put the form on the page, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
right?
Probably. Yeah, the link to
something like that.
That was a great idea, Nick. See?
Well done.
That all started from a great popsicle.
Yeah.
Well, and Nick and Chris and his chip thing, but
getting laid from Tina.
I did have a complaint. When did the price of toilet paper go up the way it's expensive?
So
I almost don't want to wipe my ass anymore.
Jack, let me tell you a little bit of a trick.
Okay.
If you go to www.jandjack.com/Amazon,
Okay.
I'm telling you, I just started doing this. I set up a subscribe and save for toilet paper.
Subscribe and save.
Toilet paper is so much cheaper online. And I've mentioned this before. There are a few things in life that I don't skimp on. One of them is, bedding and pillows. The other is toilet paper. I don't mess around. I buy good toilet paper.
We bought some cheap shit one time, and I swear to God, I said I'd rather just use my hand. I go, I feel like I'm using my hand because there's no substance there. There's no. Yeah. It's ridiculous. All right, I'm gonna have to try that because the Charmin is like it's like crazy. I won't even touch the Charmin, let alone squeeze it.
It's one of the few things I don't look at the price is toilet paper because you just need it. So I don't look at it. I just buy it.
Don't care. Yeah. I want my butt to feel good.
Yeah.
I said, holy fuck, $20
It's all that pulp, man.
It's one of those things. If you buy the wrong toilet paper, you'll know it. There's no way. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You got to buy the good stuff.
But is there a shortage on paper? I mean,
well, it does affect the paper industry, though. The pulp, the machines that actually make it, because they make more money from that. So it actually affects paper production. So especially because you have a lot more countries in the world that are wanting better hygiene, toilet paper. And
I told my wife we should just go a day and just have the little squirt up and clean you off there because it's ridiculous.
And Chris, what country invented toilet paper?
Oh, that was part of a recent thing, wasn't it?
That was your trivia question.
Japan or China?
It was China.
I would have said Rome. I don't know why.
Nice, good. No, got a lot of good reference jokes here today. Well done.
Anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if you guys are, I mean, in India, they don't use toilet paper. They'll have it in like Western hotels and things, but they use the bucket system, which is water in your left hand. So it's as
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good at paying for toilet paper.
High five.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
So I don't know if you guys heard this story or not, but I do have a whole newfound respect. Granted, let me just make sure I separate my comments here. Not for somebody who actually is an adulterer or gets, especially people who are in high profiles that get caught doing it. However,
if you go out to Walmart in the middle of the night, you get some bang.
Yeah, no, but I want to talk about Jeff Bezos real quick.
Oh, right.
Oh, okay.
And he's
where you were going with this.
So I'm gonna
where does he
this.
buy his toilet paper?
He probably gets his toilet paper from I don't know.
Should we write Jeff Bezos to see if he?
Yeah. So this dude, man, like this guy's got a set of balls on him.
They're probably gold.
They're probably made of gold. Yeah, but anyways, so here's the story. So you guys might know that you may or may not know that Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post, and the Washington Post. Yeah. So the Washington Post is, it's a fairly reputable news source. Some people in high profile positions are not a big fan of.
Weren't they the ones that broke the Watergate? Was it Washington Post?
And they broke
the Pentagon Papers is what they did.
Yeah, they were a leading investigating on the Saudi Arabia thing that's been happening with what's his name, the reporter that was killed.
Oh, right. And
right.
The Prince, yeah.
And no, there is another news organization, AMI, who owns National Enquirer.
Wait, is that really news?
So, but here's it is in the sense that AMI is in Trump's back pocket, right? So Donald Trump is a huge fan of AMI in general for like the Enquirer. Plus, there's a bunch of like pro-Saudi articles that have been posted that were very timely. There's a whole you do your own Googling and check out the relationship between the current administration and AMI and how they process news. Now, the Washington Post is known for exposing a lot of these things too. And the law firm of the Washington Post reached out to Jeff Bezos's legal counsel. And this is the part where I'm actually going to read from the article. Essentially attempted to blackmail Jeff Bezos into removing content from the Washington Post and their publications. So it's actually incredible. Like, and you guys can probably do a quick search and find the article, but essentially, I'll tell you this right here. It says, this is actually a direct quote from the email. So, however, in the interest of expediting the situation with the Washington Post poised to publish unsubstantiated rumors of the National Enquirer's initial report, I wanted to describe to you the photos obtained during our news gathering. In addition to the quote-unquote below-the-belt selfie, otherwise known as a dick pic, the Enquirer obtained further 9 images of Mr. Bezos' face selfie at what appears to be a business meeting. Ms. Sanchez's response, a photograph of her smoking a cigar in what happens to be a simulated oral sex scene. A shirtless Mr. Bezos holding his phone in his left hand, going on. And you guys can get the picture. There's 9 different selfies that he describes in this email or letter that was sent to Bezos's legal counsel. And essentially it goes back and forth, threatening to post these pictures of Jeff Bezos and his mistress or whatever, if you don't do this, right? So apparently their goal was to try and rattle Bezos and get him to hush up. And in the emails, it actually says, if you do this, then this will be a confidential agreement and we will not do this. We agree to not publish, distribute, share, describe unpublished texts and photos that we are referring to as the unpublished materials. If you do this, so it was a tit for tat situation in which like they're really trying to put him against the wall. And here's where Bezos gets a giant set of balls. He doesn't back down. He wrote this story and published it today. And he wrote this story saying, essentially, he's putting forth his own public humiliation and shame because he knows these pictures do exist. He says it's what's more important is the truth gets out and things like this don't happen to people and people aren't blackmailed. And he went and published every single letter that was written back and forth in his recent article, pretty much putting AMI, on the back burner. I'll tell you that's like, this is a set of balls like I've never seen on someone before, of someone just owning up to it essentially and starting off by saying, you know what, these things did happen. It's unfortunate that they have these photos, and if they post them, so be it. But here's the whole story. Here's the situation going on.
So he went on the offensive.
He did, and it's brilliant. Like, it really is.
So it wasn't like the Super Bowl.
No, not at all.
There was actually an offense to this. There was no punting back and forth. There was no kickball. It was just balls.
Golden balls.
All balls.
And the last quote here says, that said, if your client agrees to cease and desist such defamatory behavior, we are willing to engage in constructive conversations regarding the texts and photos which we have in our possession. Like, unbelievable.
Wow.
Like, but it's an incredible story. Like, I paraphrase that. That's like it's like a 10-minute read if you want to check out Bezos's article that he posted. But man, like, crazy stuff happens behind the scenes, and he stood up to expose it, which is pretty incredible.
Well, usually a person with that, especially that type of money, would probably try and buy him off. But I give him credit for going on. To be fair, we're partners with him. If we do we have
the Jan Jack Networks partner.
Well, we have the the account with them, but
the Amazon.
I think everybody that buys through Amazon.
But no, we get a little bit.
Sure, but I'm just saying that anybody that buys through Amazon, is pretty much partnering up with Bezos.
Well, you're really ruining my thing here.
Oh, sorry.
You arrived late to the podcast. That's all right, Matt. Go ahead. Do your drawing.
Okay, I'll go back to my drawing.
No, I think it's amazing that he did that instead of just trying to buy him off.
Now, what about? Yeah, go ahead.
I was just to underline the fact, I did not do the article justice. I didn't want to read an entire 10-minute read over the air here. But if this story is something that you find interesting, which I completely do, I highly recommend going and reading the article that he wrote, because it goes more in depth. There's a number of emails and letters go back and forth, and it really just sheds some light on a really dark side of media, which is kind of crazy. Well, granted, National Enquirer, they're not really a very credible news source, but AMI, their parent company, pumps news information into many different forms of medium that we all either directly consume or are forced to look at through social media.
Well, in this day and age, who's buying the National Enquirer still?
Dude,
actually,
everybody who I saw when I was going to buy this fucking 3-amp fuse at 12:30 in the morning.
Because I'm in the grocery store line. I see the all those stupid, the trashy magazines. It always has this person dying of this. It's famous people. Do they really deserve to have lies printed about? They're obviously flat out lies. Oh, this person is dying of this disease and this disease, and it's like, come on, man, they have family. How do you write? How do you make a living doing that shit? It's obviously if you're doing satire, you're doing a joke or something like that, but they're trying to come off as legitimate news, and you're printing stuff that's just like, come on. But sometimes I'll go on.
That's every news agency to me.
I get it. But these things, you're in line, you're like going, and they have like an altered photo of like a former famous person that's they make them look like they're 100 years old,
check out the celluloid on her.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it just depends on how gullible. How gullible are you to believe? Because but Bill Maher was saying that, I think, last Friday on his show, that he actually buys the Enquirer now. He had never until this year, because it makes him happy. He's like, because I'm tired of reading all this depressive shit. He goes, even though I know it's all bullshit, so I buy it just because it makes me happy.
But that's why I read The Onion.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, didn't they get something right a couple of years ago that was spot on?
Probably.
The Enquirer, I forget what it was. It was something political.
Well, that was one of the best things about Men in Black. I think it was the first one where that's what Tommy Lee Jones was teaching Will Smith that. It was like, you threw down the Inquirer and all those rag magazines. He's like, best investigative journalism on the planet.
Anyway, it just cracks me up. I can't. When I'm standing in line, I go, I can't believe those are. You can't get a New York Times or you can't get a real newspaper in a store anymore, but you can still get the National Enquirer and the other crap.
But here's the thing, though. It's not just the National Enquirer. The National Enquirer is what makes the news headline. Here's the crazy thing. I'm going to read off to you the list of publications that AMI, American Media Incorporated, actually publishes.
Media Incorporated.
Some of these magazines I've never heard of, but some of them I think everybody here will know. So Closer, Flex, Girls World, Globe, In Touch, J14, Life and Style, Men's Journal, Muscle and Fitness, Muscle and Fitness Hers, National Enquirer, National Examiner, OK, ! Radar Online, Soap Opera Digest,
Is that for MASH?
Star, and Us Weekly.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you, Us Weekly gets delivered to my house weekly. I'm telling you, it's not just
AMI buyer.
It's not just. I'm telling you, it's not just the National Enquirer.
No, yeah,
but,
sure.
But this company, it was the CEO of this company was the one who was threatening. It wasn't the editors of these magazines. It was the CEO of the entire organization who was threatening Jeff Bezos. And these magazines are in the hands of millions and millions and millions of rock fans everywhere. But the idea is like. You didn't get that wrestling joke. Okay. Anyways, but it's dangerous. It is incredibly dangerous to see that, these corporations that have such power and reach could potentially stoop to this level of trash. Right. So I think this the kind of bring this to air is going to open up quite a big rift between this media company and everybody.
It's been that way for 100 years, though. And
it has been, but nobody talks about it, though.
Yeah,
it all gets handled in court.
Yeah. Well, that's what yellow journalism was, back in the 1890s.
I blame George Hirsch from Deadwood.
Because this is one media company trying to stifle news from another news organization. This is a threat to our entire fucking democracy. I know I'm blowing this way out of proportion, but it is kind of taking a sliver out of that, and it's a very, very bad thing. And I think this is going to lead to a lot of discussion about the fairness of media and how negatively influenced it can be from the wrong people.
Speaking of other really fun, exciting news, Netflix last month, apparently, I just read this about the income tax that they paid was $0. It posted the largest ever U.S. profit in 2018, $845 million. But
they paid.
Well,
to be fair, they do entertain. Without them, I would have no entertainment.
How do you get away with no income tax?
I don't know, but they did apparently. So,
well, I paid a lot more, so maybe that's.
I paid a lot. Well, and that's the headline from the.
I barely work because
you've paid more to Netflix than what they've paid in income tax. And speaking of Netflix,
well, hold on a second. Why did they get it exempt?
I don't know. I didn't read the whole article here. But,
that's just lazy podcasting.
I know it is lazy podcasting.
Oh my God, Jay would call you out for that.
I was trying to transition.
That's just lazy podcasting.
I was trying to transition because there's this show that I watched on Netflix.
Breaking Bad?
No.
Man in the High Castle?
No. That's not on Netflix.
I know.
Speaking of Jeff Bezos, I know we're partners and stuff like that, but what the fuck, Jeff? Twice I've been charged each month because it's $13.99 a month. Somehow I'm getting charged for Amazon Prime, even though my wife has Amazon Prime. We don't need 2 Amazon Primes, and somehow I keep calling, canceling it. They charge me $13.99 a month.
Oh man!
So Jeff,
they got to pay for Man in the High Castle some way.
I guess. Anyway,
just when you think you're out,
they pulled me back
in.
I forgot I was supposed to call today, and I didn't call. But thanks for reminding me, Matt.
Sure, no problem. Yeah, call today. Get that shit removed.
Go ahead and finish your story, Matt.
All right. I just wanted to bring it back to a TV show that my wife and I discovered recently And my wife can be very like picky about shows or what have you, but this was a show that
sounds like my wife.
And we enjoyed. We like went through the whole 10 or 11 episodes. It's kind of new to Netflix. It's called I'm Sorry. And it stars Andrea Savage as a
so I'm going to tell you the premise of the show. It's a husband that just has to keep saying I'm sorry for stuff.
No.
Okay.
I tried. And it's fucking hilarious. So
it's called I'm Sorry?
It's called I'm Sorry. I mean, there's some episodes that were just kind of laugh out loud, moments. I don't want to spoil any of those moments because.
Well, who's in it?
So her name is Andrea Savage. She is one of the main writers and comedians in the show. There's some other extras that, are kind of play like side characters in the show that you might recognize from shows like The League. So you might, they appear throughout the season. So you might enjoy their appearances, but it's almost kind of like and I don't want to downplay it but it kind of reminded me of a less awkward Curb Your Enthusiasm. So, minus all of the awkward moments of Curb Your Enthusiasm, but put them on a female character.
Sorry, that was me.
What?
You didn't hear that?
No, I didn't.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, okay. Was that a silent killer?
He farted really loud.
No, it was. I was looking for Netflix, and it started doing a preview. I cut it off as soon as I could.
Anyway, check it out. We actually enjoyed it so much we're watching it through again.
So it's a comedy.
It's a comedy. So and I think it's on True TV, which we don't get True TV, but it is now on Netflix. The current season 2 is live on True TV. So if you have it, worth checking out on the live just so that it can get some ratings and maybe there'll be a season 3. But I find her hilarious, so I want to know more. So anyway,
well, I have a recommendation for Netflix. I've only watched 4 episodes so far, but it's Russian Doll.
Okay.
Oh
yeah,
I've seen.
I go, what the hell? So I started watching it. They said it's like Groundhog Day, and I don't want to spoil too much, but basically the main character keeps dying.
Okay.
And she keeps coming back to the same party, and she keeps coming back. The second episode is hilarious because the way she kept dying over and over again. I don't know if I'm just sick, but I was laughing I just kept laughing out loud the way she kept dying. It was funny. But yeah, it's Russian Doll. I'm 4 episodes in.
Is it a comedy or is it
it's a dark, I would say a dark comedy.
A dark comedy. Okay.
It's probably a dramedy. I mean, there's different things going on. It's not for everyone. The language is, it's not PG. It's definitely our language, but it's definitely it's like this podcast. But no, it's Russian Doll. I just haven't had time this week to continue watching it because I'm catching up on Breaking Bad. And just kidding. Anyway, Russian Doll. I highly recommend it.
All right, that sounds good.
But I'll check out I'm Sorry after I finish Russian Doll.
Fair enough. Tit for tat there.
And I got to catch up on. I'm 1 episode behind on True Detective.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty good. I like it better than season 2.
Yeah.
But it's not season 1.
Some people say it's too slow, but
it's very slow.
It's slow, but the acting is fantastic. And it reminds me of season 1 where it's great storytelling.
Yeah. But there's definitely I definitely watched some episodes where I'm like, this episode was an hour and it could have been 5 minutes, and any other show where you're just like, you could have just said hey, the girl's alive. Cool. And that'd been it or something, but
spoiler alert.
No. Hey, I could just been pulling that out of my ass, Jack. You'd have no idea.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then I don't know what I'm talking about.
A little late now.
Oops. But that's all I got on TV. I've been trying. Like I said, I've been trying to catch up on it, but I've been helping this guy out. I have a story. It's funny. It's kind of a funny story. So I'm helping this guy out do something, and there's no bathroom there, and it's at the NC State Fairgrounds. And next door, they're doing some. I don't know what they're doing. It's a huge warehouse. Have all this clothes. They have strollers. I think they're doing something for less privilege and stuff like that. But I walked next door. He said, "Hey, I'm doing some stuff next door. Can I use your restroom?" And the lady goes, "No." I go, "Okay." I go, "So we don't have a restroom?" I go, "Okay." She goes, "No." Really snotty. And I go, "Okay." And a younger kid goes, "No, go ahead and use the restroom. That's fine." I go, "Well, thanks." She goes, "Well, I'm not in charge." I said, "Sorry."
Damn.
Okay, but can I use your restroom?
Not being in charge.
I go.
Like she's taking it to the limit.
But crack it looks like they're doing something for for charity. They're helping people out. People that you help. I can't use your fucking bathroom. What the fuck?
They're not a charity place. They don't want your charity poop or pee.
I said, God, I just have to, nature called. I have to use the restroom. I'm older and But I just thought it was funny. She just looked at me and just went, "No." Wow. And I think the kid was she was probably in her 40s, and the kid was probably in his 20s. He's looking at her going, "Really? You're not gonna let this guy use the restroom?" And everyone's walking by here. "How are you doing?" I'm doing great. How are you doing? Everyone was nice, but that one lady, she was just not nice at all.
She clearly doesn't like her job. So.
Well, I didn't know if it was a job. It's just one of those things that I just thought she could have been a little nicer. But anyway, that's all I got.
We have a review.
Oh, do we?
Yes. I don't want to read it because it's from Jaylan 1980.
Oh,
yeah.
She's just looking for a drawing.
That's exactly what she's looking for.
I don't think she means it.
She probably doesn't. It's from our favorite Canadian, if you guys don't know. She wrote, the title is 1 in a Million, which I think is copyrighted. I don't think she even that.
Sure, that's something I say after every episode.
Yeah, it's just like how unoriginal.
Yeah, well, big deal.
But it says, there are many podcasts out there. I'm thinking like, but this one is one of my favorites. So she said, I'm automatically thinking of, crap. What's the 87 Vietnam movie? Like, this is my rifle, but there, and this was my
Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket. I'm thinking Full Metal Jacket. Yeah. Okay, but anyway, the four hosts really know how to entertain and keep the laughs coming, whether they are talking about sports, movies, TV, or just whatever is on their minds. They do not disappoint. It's like getting together every week with your friends at your bar. Give these guys a listen; you won't regret it.
I don't have a bar.
Yeah. This is my bar.
Yeah. we drink here. Yeah.
I don't know if these U.S. postage stamps work in Canada, but I can mail you the broken fuse.
It's Wisconsin.
Oh,
actually, she PS's with, "Can I have a drawing of the other guy pushing me off a cliff?"
Oh, wow. Boy, you're getting really specific there.
Well, I think that's something the other guys threatened her with a few times, right?
Just a couple, yeah.
That might be like a Raleigh weekend kind of level drawing.
Yeah, I think so. She probably wants an oil painting for something like that.
I would take the fuse. The fuse is pretty cool, except for the
smoke.
Actually
is. Yeah.
I'd like to call it defuse.
French. Are you still using the J and Jack special paper?
Not for this one.
You can see my notepad today. This is what I've been doing.
Oh, that's good. I think people would like your doodles, Jack.
Yeah, there you go. Well, it has passwords on it, so maybe I shouldn't.
Oh, okay.
I mean, every time Matt holds up the drawing of the fuse, my mind, I go, "Oh yeah!" Nice. I see Kool-Aid every time.
The younger kids at home are like going, "What the fuck is the other guy even talking about? The fuck is Kool-Aid?"
Who's Kool-Aid? Yeah.
It's like
what's better. I feel like we're having deja vu, but you know what's better than the Kool-Aid commercials? Was the commercials for Bonkers fruit chews?
Oh heck yeah! No one. That's definitely an '80s kids thing. Like no one remember that.
Hey, but did you guys see the Gillette spoof commercial on SNL about Kool-Aid?
I did not.
It's hilarious. They spoofed the Gillette commercial, except it's with the Kool-Aid Man. It's fucking funny. Look it up. It's totally worth it.
That was years back though, wasn't it?
No. Like it was just like a couple.
Oh, recently?
Yeah, recently. They spoofed the recent Gillette commercial where
Gillette
growing up and like
I'm sorry, I drew a blank on the Gillette commercial.
And it's all about like kids
fucking
crazy, like drinking too much Kool-Aid and thinking it's okay to interrupt stuff.
Interrupt Nick.
And everybody's got like red mustaches.
Yeah. Did you guys? It popped on my Facebook feed today. Did you guys see the James McAvoy Scottish air flight controller?
I have not watched it yet, but I've seen
that one's gold. Yeah,
I brought it up last week.
Did you? I'm sorry, Matt.
You weren't even fucking listening.
I probably was.
You know what?
You said at the same time you told me about Breaking Bad. Jeez.
I got a back Matt up there. He did talk about that last week.
Yeah. That's probably why I clicked on it, because I remember it was one of those faint memories. It was like, didn't I hear something about this?
No, I don't.
That's how we all divulge down the road of the space ghettos.
Yeah. Now it's coming back. Yeah.
Poor Matt.
That's what always cracks me up. Like how many, not a lot, but I do get messages. I'm sure you guys do too from listeners where they're like, "Do you remember when you were talking about this?" No, I don't. I really don't.
It's like, because fucking long to remember.
It's so true though, because I definitely brought up the bonkers fruit chews before, and I recall Nick having the same fucking reaction, being like, "Oh fuck yes."
Yeah, my reaction like, I don't fucking remember that.
Yeah, it was totally skipped.
Well, I have everyone sending me because Lost. I guess ABC's president said that he'd be okay with a Lost reboot, and I'm getting all these tweets and messages. I go, yeah, I'm into it. I'll watch it. I will.
I would want it though. He would have to be in it a lot, but I would want it to be something to where it's directly related to the old one. So like Walt or Jorge Garcia or somebody is now in charge, or something to spin off of that. So like where you have the link to the old one.
Actually, I don't want it on ABC. I want it on something like Netflix or HBO, where
that'll never happen.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're asking me what I want, because I want a tight 10-episode season where it's you could go a little more, darker and stuff like that.
Guys, picture this: it's like Muppet Babies except for Lost.
And there's Kool-Aid. Right?
Could it be more like
all you see is Jorge's cankles walking around?
It's all of their babies.
Could it be more like Muppets Take Manhattan instead?
Rizzo the Rat's there.
Yeah.
How do we go down this path? I don't know.
I don't know. We were trying to.
All right, I just saw Nick's message. You want to talk about Super Bowl commercials in overtime?
No, in overtime.
Like, as in, like,
bonus time.
Oh, I apologize. I had no.
Because there was no overtime in the Super Bowl.
We're way past overtime now. Like this is a normal show for us.
Well, we'll have to start that next week.
Okay, start that next week.
We should come up with a game plan. What we're talking about is a certain thing where you're going to get bonus episode, bonus, like you're not going to just get gold for the hour and a half we talk. There's going to be like a half hour of super gold afterwards. It's going to be on the Jay and Jack patron feed, where anyone who pays $5 more a month gets extra bonus time from all the podcasts. So if you aren't a $5 subscriber now, I would bump it up.
Yeah, and it'll be unfiltered, raw content,
which is
it's like how the fuses turn Chris on. Yeah,
we'll save our best stuff for the bonus.
It's electric.
I don't think it's going to be a hot dog.
We'll take it higher.
What does Chris do with his new hot water heater? Yeah. Well, since we're not going to talk about it, do you guys want to talk about the Super Bowl? I know because Jack started bringing it up. Do you want to talk about Super Bowl commercials now? What was your favorite standouts? Anything?
The NFL 100 years.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it?
I liked it, except when LT did his raindrop thing and he yelled, "It's the LA Chargers!" every time he's on NFL Network, and you'll have like Shannon Sharp or Deion Sanders, they always say San Diego Chargers. And LT, who used to be loved in San Diego, quickly corrects him because he works for the Chargers and says, "No, it's the LA Chargers." Literally pisses everybody off in San Diego every time. Even Tom Brady, after he was interviewed after the game, he said, "Yeah, it was a rough stretch. We had to play the San Diego Chargers. LA Chargers." Even Tom Brady, the GOAT, says San Diego Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, let's just keep the team in LA.
Actually, the one thing that stuck out for me in that commercial, because it was just one of the things where, Joe Montana's throwing it to Jerry Rice, and then Dion intercepts it, and you're like, well, that ain't gonna happen. Like I just like, no, that's not happening. But I don't know why it just bothered me. I was like, you're not taking it away from Jerry Rice.
It was a great commercial.
I'm gonna have to look this up because I kind of missed out on all of that.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's just like a celebration of the NFL, and it's like all the legends of the past.
Well, there's a young girl in it, and I guess she's like 9 or 10.
She's older. I'd say like 13.
13. I guess she dominates. She's in she's not a men's league. She's in a football league, and she dominates the league.
Yeah, I believe her and her father. I think I've got this right. Her and her father have started a female football league.
Oh, really?
That's actually gaining. I'm going to have to fact check live on this one, but I believe it. She's her and her father started off a female football league that's now growing by leaps and bounds across different states. Let me see if I can find some information on it.
While you're looking that up, though, and of course the other commercial, I think those are the two. That commercial when we're talking about the NFL one, and then the Game of Thrones / Bud Light commercial are the two that stood out.
I did like that one. The Mr. Peanut one, Planters Peanut one. I liked that up until we saw A-Rod.
Right, I remember you saying that.
I go, why is A-Fraud on there? He just is not. He's not likable. Sorry, because he wasn't. He had tremendous talent. Of course, he used steroids and stuff like that. But I just don't like him. I mean, I'm sure he's a nice guy. I mean, if we probably hang out, if he came on the podcast, I'd be nice to him. But I don't think he respected the game with all the talent he had. And I don't need to see his face.
There's lots of people like that. Yeah, it's like I mean, like you see, anyone has talent or there's always somebody that you always think like, God, that's such a waste. Like, because you saw it a few times for Super Bowl, the advertisements for the Grammys, and Alicia Keys is hosting it. And every time I see Alicia Keys, I always think that's what I always think. I was like, God, she's such a waste of talent because she's so talented, but she put out 2 records in 01 and 03, and then it seemed like in between after that, like her records were so far apart. It's like, you need to be writing because like you are a gifted person. Like I want more material from you. And it's like, you only have so many years where you're really creative. And like, to me, it's like, put out more content.
Well, I think with A-Rod, I think he, of course,
said the same thing about you.
Yeah. Yankee fans hated him until they won the World Series. He's not a Yankee. He's not a Yankee. But he try and undermine Jeter's importance and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not a Yankee fan, but there's certain things I've heard. They're just rumors, but I don't like him.
All right, fact check is in. I was somewhat correct. So the part
about
that I was
what?
correct about was that she, Sam and her father joined together 5 other Utah girls football leagues for a Utah girls tackle football league. I don't know how big it's grown, but she got her notoriety in November of 2012, where her father uploaded a highlight video YouTube. It had over 5 million views in the first week.
Wow!
Of her playing football as a young girl, she just has a history with the NFL. And apparently, the NFL called her up and her dad up to include her into the commercial like the week before because of the relationship that they have with the NFL, which is kind of cool.
Nice.
Because I think like most people are like going, well, who is she?
Yeah, I mean, I was curious as soon as you see her. You're like, who is this person? And you're like,
her name is Samantha Gordon. She should be known.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I assumed though. That she must be in some kind of league, a big deal in like a high school team or something, and just hadn't made enough news yet.
But overall, the commercials I thought sucked.
Yeah.
Well, they released him so early this year,
Well,
I might buy a new car from one of the commercials. I kind of fell in love with the new Kia Telluride.
I might have been sleeping at that point.
It seemed to me like all the good ones came out in the first and second quarters, and everything after halftime kind of blew. I was like, "There's nothing good after halftime." Or maybe I was just asleep from the game and the halftime.
Well, you had
letdown of the dude and the Stars Wall commercial.
You had the robot baby thing. That was
creepy as shit.
Yeah, I said this one's freaking
me.
I did like the chunky milk one. I thought that was pretty cool.
That was good. That's just not right.
I like just hearing about the titles of these without even knowing what they are. So this is great.
Chunky milk.
Chunky milk.
I didn't even know what it was for, but it was chunky milk.
That's what they called me in high school.
Chunky milk.
Chunky milk.
You know who won? You know who won the Super Bowl as far as gaining some attention was T-Mobile. T-Mobile announced that they're giving away free tacos and free Lyft rides, and
really,
that's pretty awesome.
For what?
So that's just. I mean, I don't want to go into it being a T-Mobile commercial, but I've been a T-Mobile user for the last 3 years, and it's a phenomenal company, and they do give shit away every week to their subscribers. So you have an app on your phones called T-Mobile Tuesdays.
They
every
give away
Tuesday you get I wish you get free stuff in your app, and I'm getting every Tuesday in the month of February. every Tuesday in the month of February, I get 10 cents off a gallon at Shell gas stations.
Oh,
really?
Nice. That's
something else.
Always helpful.
And I get free Netflix.
Oh, free Netflix.
I remember. Well, you know what? I remember you saying that before.
That's how they're basically claiming $0 on their income. So.
There you go. That's probably what it is.
No wonder.
So for Chris to get free Netflix, we're paying extra taxes. Thanks, Chris.
Eat it.
Makes me happy.
Well, this felt like a 3-hour tour, guys. I don't know about you.
3-hour tour.
These are waves.
I'm not sure if that's a saying that you were bored with the podcast or what.
I was just trying to bring it back around.
No, I got you.
Wow,
if I have to explain the joke, it's not really funny anymore. So
you're saying you're done talking? You have nothing else to say?
I hate it when you do that. I'm out.
Oh my God.
Used to do that to me on the sports talk all the time. Drove me crazy.
No, that was Russ, wasn't it?
No, you did that to me.
I did that to you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think I did it all three of you.
Sure.
I'm kind of insulted that Chris has not thanked Jack personally for allowing Boston or the New England Patriots to win. Mm-hmm. Because after all, Jack did pick.
Well, and to be fair, I rooted for the Patriots last season.
Yeah, and how good did they do?
They lost.
They did, yeah. And
this season, I picked the Rams.
You picked the Rams, and then so the Patriots won, and it's all because of you.
I should be going to Disney World.
Yeah, exactly.
With Edelman and his big old beard. I should be the goat. I should be the goat.
Thanks, Jack.
I mean,
I don't think that was sincere.
The citizens
of
they should be sending you fruit baskets and all kinds
of stuff.
Exactly.
They should be sending me their chip coupons.
Exactly. Tina should be just going, writing you personal emails. I'll do whatever you
Where's Tina
want,
from?
Jack.
Do we know where Tina's from? Where's the company located, Chris?
I don't remember where it was from. Sorry.
That's great. Thanks.
That was the joke. Is that she was, she's not a real person. She's just a computer generated identity based on the. Let's try to pick a name for the cultural area. So they settled on Tina.
She's the TurboTax robot kid.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I go, these people are paying $5.5 million for these commercials. What the fuck?
Well, I don't know why, but it always pops back during the whole .com stuff. You remember all those random ass, I think it was the 99 or 2000 Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It was just all these, come to whatever .com. Like, we just blew $2 million on this 30-second commercial for.
Yeah.
I just what is all this shit?
Yeah, I
actually.
GoDaddy was the king of that with Danica Patrick.
Did any of you guys watch Valley of the Boom? It was just a quick little 6-episode series. I'm not sure what channel it came on, but it was all about that. Like, it was about the .com bubble.
No.
Jack's favorite actor, Steve Zahn, was in it.
Oh, then I should be watching it.
Yeah, and it's worth a watch. It's not a great series. I'm not sure how many, but it's basically explaining how when Silicon Valley just exploded and how there were some people out there that really had talent and great ideas, and some people came just to completely cash in. And that's what
Control C, Control V.
That would be me. I'm all about cashing in.
Well, that's what Steve Zahn's character does, is that he's the guy who he brought the concept of streaming, like internet streaming, to the forefront because some kid had the idea, but it wasn't there yet. But he marketed it as it was completely ready to go, and he got so many people to invest in his company. He had nothing. Like, it was just he would just tap into the television feed and go, "Look, we're streaming it live."
but a lot of those companies had nothing, but yet their stocks were going up.
Or that's what they talked about, because there's like because they get into globe.com, which is like the first Facebook. It's like globe.com, then Friendster, then MySpace, Friends, Facebook, all that, and the same thing. Like, and then they get it. Of course, the biggest one they go on is Netscape, because Netscape is it was the first really name everyone knew. But it's okay. If you really want to learn about the mid '90s to late '90s era, it's a pretty good little series.
Well, I remember asking my dad. I go, these because he would follow the stocks and stuff like that. And I go, what about this Amazon and stuff like that? What about these stock companies? He goes, I don't know. None of them are making money. They're going to collapse. And he was right about most of them. Most of them did collapse. He had the collapse of 2000.
Yeah,
whatever the collapse was, where most of them just went, okay, we're crapping out because it's just.
Well, they get into that too, because like the globe.com, when they finally went public, they got suckered into saying, okay, we'll take $9 a share. That sold, but it went for $97 a share. So they got screwed out of a lot of money. But within just a few months, the whole stock deflated down to nothing. And he said they were getting so many calls from people who didn't understand how the stock market works, going like, "You have all my money. Give me my money. Give me my money." It was like we don't have your money.
Well, Amazon, when they first came out, they just sold books, right? Am I right? Amazon was
yeah, it did.
It was a
bookstore. Books, yeah. Mm-hmm. So anyway.
That's why the corner bookstore is going.
Even Netflix. Netflix, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, was just like Redbox is now. Like, you were like, oh, it's some dying thing that's clinging on to the past. And then it quickly evolved into something else.
Well, it's good I held on to my 500 shares of Blockbuster.
That was
a good decision on my part.
It's
gonna come back.
That was a good joke I saw on Facebook the other day, where it was I was at the gas station the other day buying some cigarettes, and the guy carded me, and I pulled out my wallet, and my Blockbuster membership card fell out of my wallet. The guy laughed and said, "Oh, never mind."
Too true.
We're making fun of Blockbuster. It was only 15, 20, 50, how long ago was it? I mean, it was a big. I remember because when our kids were young, my kids were young. That was a big deal on Fridays. Okay, after work, we had Blockbuster everywhere. Okay, all right, kids, you can go pick. Each one of you can pick out a movie. It's good for two. We'll bring it back Monday. Each one of you gets to pick out a movie. We'll get popcorn and we'll all watch the movies. And
I want to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Well, of course, it would take Jay an hour and a half to pick out a movie. It's like, Jay, just pick out a movie. There's so much to choose from, and then you just pick out the same one you watched the week before. But but they all got to pick out a movie, and that was a big deal. And now kids are deprived from that, that experience.
Well,
hey man, just Netflix and chill.
That's another joke, like you see on stuff is like kids today will never know the experience of grabbing the front box to realize there's no box behind it. Like when you're there and kids no one will know that there's no copies left. But, I always thought Blockbuster was just way too overpriced, because in my hometown, we had a little mom and pop via rental stuff, and it was roughly, I think, $1.50 or $2 per rental, which is fine. But Blockbuster was always like...
We did mine pay more in Big City. I'm just kidding. I know my wife, my lovely wife, she rented, checked out, what's that musical?
Sound of Music?
No, it's
Annie. Music Man.
It's a dancing one.
Oklahoma.
You're naming them all with the one.
Magic Mike.
Not Magic. No, not Magic Mike.
The Full Monty.
No, not the Full Monty. I don't. We probably saw the Full Monty.
Newsies.
Meet Me in St. Louis.
Dancing
Bears.
Stars with Jack.
No.
Sorry, not Fever.
What's the name of that?
Xanadu.
No, I don't think she saw it. Xanadu. I've never seen it. What's the name of it?
My Fair Lady.
Les Mis.
It's a Broadway musical. It's
Phantom of the
Les
Opera.
Miserables.
Cats.
oh God, you guys suck.
What's one about?
It's a chorus line.
Oh,
Cats.
there it was. I said that.
You never
We should tell it says that. Yeah.
Well, anyway, she was terrible about returning the movies. Well, she put it in the back of her car. It slid underneath the seat, and we ended up paying like $80 for this fucking movie
Oh no.
that she watched once. I go, you can't check out the movies.
You just effectively own it at that point.
You
Well, we
paid for it?
did. You can't check out any movies, so you pay them.
Yeah, but I would walk in if I owed $80. I'd walk in and be like, "Here's your $80, but I'm keeping this copy because it's
We got to keep it.
Oh, okay.
She never watched.
And Jack still has it to this day. He's not
never
letting
watched
that
it.
fucker go.
She never watched it again. But the chorus line is funny because she went to bringing back the Patriots back in I think 95 or 6. I had season tickets with Warm Taffy and Cindy and another guy, and we had some Patriots fans that we used to skate. Were on my hockey team, and so we went there with them. It was a 5:00 game. We got there at 10:00. And we were so shit-faced. That's the one where Dale got lost and passed out in the bathroom. And I had to spend because Cindy goes, "Where's he at?" I go, "I don't know where he's at. He went to the bathroom." So I had to spend 3/4 of the game looking for Warm Taffy because he had passed out in the bathroom. But she went to a chorus line with her mom, and she didn't come there till late. And so she was pissed the whole time because we were so shit-faced. But we had been drinking since 10:00.
But did you punch an old guy?
I did not. 'Cause I would
going to say that.
I would not punch an old guy because you know what? I have a little bit of class. Even though now I am an old guy, I still wouldn't punch an old guy. But chorus line's always left a bad taste in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Anyway.
What about Miss Saigon?
I don't know.
Why is that funny, Jack?
I don't know because it's usually a title to the episode that never makes it to the end. I don't know. But no, you used to get like late fees because my wife would never I'll take them back, and she'd never take them back. I'd get in the car. I go, why are these movies still sitting here? Oh, I forgot to take them back. I go, oh, God. Anyway, so I will take them back. Give me the movies. Make sure they're rewound. Make sure they're because you had to rewind them.
Oh yeah, be kind, rewind.
Be kind, rewind. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway,
DVDs so much easier.
those were the glory days.
Did you accidentally summon me?
No, asshole.
Wow, that's not nice to call Chris an asshole.
I like that. Did you summon me? Yes,
I
did.
love this Siri.
More importantly, what's with this creepy ass male voice Siri that you have?
No, he's a British guy. Hey Siri.
Yeah, he's bitter.
I'm here.
I'm here. Yeah.
I'm here.
This is my butler. So
Wow.
my wife has this weird thing where she keeps like accidentally summoning Siri at the most inopportune moment, and it's
You need to explain more about that one.
Like she's going to bed and she'll make some kind of "that's what she said" comment, and then Siri will pop in with like, "I know what you want" or something like that. I mean, like Siri will say these things to her, and I'm like, "What the hell, Siri?"
You're moving into my territory, Siri. Back off.
Totally.
I don't know why. I'm just picturing this as as a foreplay. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
between my wife
like,
and her phone, but not
hey
me.
Siri, like you're in the bed with your wife, you know, and like, hey Siri, did you summon me? Yes, I did.
Thought you'd never respond.
Show me Siri. Show me vibrate again. No, it's never with me. It's just like as she's leaving me. It's always like she's going to bed, and Siri like will say something
It's never
to
with
her.
me.
No, yeah, totally. I'm always left out of that
So
equation.
So that's why you changed Siri to a man because you're pissed at Siri.
No, I don't know why.
It's never with me. That's a good title.
Because I'm an
Siri,
equal
it's never with
opportunity
me.
Siri. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I have no problem with that.
Siri can be a man or a woman. Doesn't matter.
I agree. Well, it's like Alexa. who was I talking about? I said, should Alexa should they have like a male Alexa? Or do they have a male Alexa? Because it just...
Well, I'm curious. As I was saying,
Alex.
I'm curious because the woman who does Siri is a real person, and so I'm curious if the company.
We're all real people.
No, I mean like she records all those different things like a voiceover actor, and so I'm curious why they might not do two people because it would cost the company more money to record all those things.
Sure.
So when she responds back, because sometimes I get mad at Siri or Alexa. I get so frustrated because she's not listening to me, and I start cussing her out. So she records those. She's ready for me to record those things.
Yeah.
And she says, "I'm sorry, that's not nice," or whatever she said. She says something to me because I go, "God damn it, God, fuck, shut up!"
I'm a Dr. Jim.
Yeah.
What if you were dating the woman that did the voice for Alexa, though?
God, you talk dirty to me, Alexa.
Sorry, not at this time.
Yeah, order more Tide Pods. Order more Tide Pods. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't understand that. Do it again. Or oh God, it's so
ordering more.
This. Yeah. The Harrison Ford one was pretty good with the dog. That go back to commercials. Did you guys see that one?
Yeah,
I started watching it, but I said, okay.
I was way too solo.
Mm.
Oh. I'll have to look that one up.
Anyway, I don't know.
All right. 1 in 4.
1 in 4? It was 1 in 4?
Definitely not 1 in a million.
Oh, okay.
Hey, great show, kids. 1 in 4. What do you think about it, Alexa? That joke sucked.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Even Alexa's jokes are funnier than that one.
I have to confess.
See?
Chuckle a bit. Ask me for another joke, and maybe the next one will make you smile.
Wow,
sassy.
Alexa, how are you gonna make me smile?
Wow, Alexa just showed us some serious side to comedy.
Alexa, how are you gonna make me smile?
According to WikiHow, to easily make gack, start by filling a sealable container 1/4 of the way full with borax or cornstarch.
What?
Add water until the container is full, then seal it and shake. In a separate bowl, squeeze a full container of glue out. Add food coloring in 1 cup of water, then stir. When the glue and water is thoroughly combined, pour
Shut up!
What did she think she asked?
Alexa, stop talking.
and stir again. Then, simply enjoy your gack. For more details on this and other how-tos, ask to open WikiHow.
I don't know, but it sounded like she wanted you to make blood.
Yeah. and people wonder why I have a problem with Alexa. I said, make me smile. And she's talking about making borax glue. I don't, what is she talking about?
Don't know.
He's trying to make gack, which is the old Nickelodeon slime from the 90s.
Is that what she was talking about?
Yeah.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
Whatever, Alexa. Take the night off, Alexa. Well, that's all I got. I don't know.
Yeah, we're at about 2 hours. So.
But we do have some new. We've had a Twitter account for a long time. If you'd like to follow us on Twitter, go to RCADcast at RCADcast on Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter, get all the latest updates we have. We have an Instagram account, and it's basically the same thing. RCADcast.
Yeah, just like our email, which is rcadcast@gmail.com.
Yeah,
so send us an email.
There's an email. We haven't had an email in a while. So that's our 3 social network things we have going on there, right?
Love it.
So Instagram will have different posts, different pictures. I'm going to post a little picture we have. I think it's of Chris complaining about his fuse or something. I don't know.
Probably.
I stopped listening at some point.
And to anybody that does send in a review, I don't mind sending out a drawing.
Except for Jess.
Yeah.
Jess, I do not mind sending you the broken fuse, but you're getting really specific about these drawings that I need to make. It's like
seems awful demanding. I'll give you a review, but I want this drawing.
Well, you could also have this landscape that I did today, or I also did some waves. So, but
I think with the wave, you need to get like a life preserver that says SS Minnow.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
So people know that it's Gilligan's Island.
Now who's critiquing Matt's art?
Well, I'm just trying to help out.
I don't mind. I don't mind. I can take it.
He said it's Gilligan's Island, but anything could be waves.
Well, I mean, it just influenced the beginning of my drawing, so I'll add it.
And anybody has answers why they just said "and the rest," where the professor and Marianne's supposed to be kicked out. I mean, because literally, I said, how would they survive without the professor?
Yeah,
I don't know. I think that's kind of how we think about Nick. Ramblecast with Jay and Jack and the rest.
Can Nick make batteries? Can Nick make batteries out of coconuts? I don't know. Can he?
Never tried.
Chris can make a fuse.
Yeah, it's the same. Chris,
so.
I'm not the electrical guy. I mean, Chris would clearly be the electrical guy.
Seems frozen, so I think those listening at home should take a drink. So
there he comes.
There he comes. Okay.
All right.
I can never tell if he's just muted and he's reading Google, or I can never tell.
My computer definitely just started up again.
Did you hear?
If he only works for a computer company, I think you could fix that problem.
Yeah.
Is there any way you can get rid of the creepy Chris that's just staring there like
I know, like he's shitting right there. Like,
a new computer is going to be in my future, I think.
How much is the toilet paper, Alexa?
No, don't answer that, Alexa.
Alexa.
Oh no.
Alexa, how much is toilet paper?
Oh,
Alexa, how do you end the show?
Toilet paper is Presto. Alters off toilet paper. 24 pound. It's $22.25 on Amazon.
That doesn't seem too cheap. I don't know, Alexa.
Depending on how many rolls you get, and are they double rolls?
Alexa, tell me a joke.
Actually, my friend Jimmy Fallon wants to tell a joke. Let's give him a shot.
Oh shit! How did he get on the show?
Scarecrow. Hey.
Oh
So
god.
what do you think? Should I let Jimmy tell the jokes for a while?
No.
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 Problem.
And I like Jimmy
Keep
Fallon,
laughing, but if you do want to hear one of his jokes, just say, "Tell me a Jimmy Fallon joke."
Tell me a Ramblecast joke, Alexa.
God, this is weird.
Alexa, turn off.
Alexa, what is the Ramblecast?
Oh, you're driving Chris crazy.
I don't know that one.
All right, we're done. Anyway, that's what we got. If follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and all that different stuff. If you send in a review, you get one of Matt's drawings. I guess Jess gets the. Well, I guess Jess has her choice between three, right?
I guess so. Yeah, sure. She's
I don't
got to
think
make her choice pretty quick.
Nick, do you want her to have the fuse drawing?
She'd probably like it.
Yeah, but do you want her to have it?
No, of course not.
Okay, all right.
What a dick.
All right. Well, it's dealer's choice, so I actually get to make the final decision on that. Sorry, Jack.
Well, you're kind of a brown nose, so.
No, I'm not.
Well, I say if you choose to give it to her, then you're being.
I'm just saying, like, the postage for Matt having to ship it internationally to Canada. I'm thinking of Matt.
All right, guys. Great show. 1 in 4, apparently.
1 in 4.
Well, don't we have other things? Do you shop Amazon?
Oh, sure. Throw some money more towards Jeff Bezos.
Again.
Go to nationalenquirer.com.
jayandjack.com/Amazon.
There you go.
For all your shopping needs. And you can become a patron by going to jayandjack.com. Click on the patron link. At the $5 level, you're going to get bonus material. Not starting with this one.
We did really plan on doing only an hour, and then...
Yeah. Somebody doesn't read the comments section, though.
Yeah, we never hit the mark like Alexa does.
The comment section is right here, but I usually don't read it till like later on. I'm always like a half hour behind.
But there's a few patrons that make this specially possible.
And honestly, I'm going to add an extra patron level that if you donate at the $250 or more level, you'll have access to the group chat that we have during our shows. And it's worth it.
It's sometimes it's gold. It's almost Amazon gold. But we thank Tax from Tokyo, Eckhart Rickner Glaffeler, who was really going after Chris on Super Bowl Sunday.
I still don't even know who he is, so whatever, dude.
Wow. Way to go, Chris. Because usually he picks on Nick.
Yep.
And Jay, he picks on Jay, which is always fun. Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with a plan, and Ed the letter carrier. Thanks for what you guys do. Thanks for everybody who does, and Alexa, thank you too. We thank everyone who listens to our show. When you give us a 5-star review, because you're going to stop doing what you're doing right now. Give us a 5-star review. Also, subscribe to the Ramble RCAD. Just go ahead and hit subscribe. That way, when we record a new episode, it's up. You don't have to look for it. It's right there. Boom! It's right there. That's all I got. We're trying to be the number one pod. Our goal is to be by the end of this year, we want to be the number one podcast in America.
I think we can do it.
The number one podcast in America. If everybody listening and tells their friends, of course, Jess, okay, find somebody you can call a friend. Say, hey, we want listen to this podcast. You're gonna love it. I'm just kidding, Jess. You know that. I'm just doing because Nick told me to say. He put it in the chat.
He put it in the chat. He's right there.
Yeah. Say something mean about Nick, Jess. But no, if you have a friend, if you have friends, let them know that, hey, I listen to this podcast. They ramble on about nothing. It's great. It kills a couple hours. They're gonna have bonus material later on. It's perfect. But subscribe to the Ramblecast. Subscribe. That would help us.
It would help us out.
You. And you get a great drawing from Matt.
If you leave a 5-star review.
4-star review gets you nothing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nothing.
But okay.
I'm not gonna. I get it. People say it's not worth 5 stars, but you can do that. But
Who said that? No one has said that.
I'm just saying. But if someone were giving,
it's never been said.
someone could. I'm just saying it's not Russia. You could give a 4-star review, but if you give a 4-star review, you're getting nothing from us.
Well, this was a great show, guys. This was one in a maroon.
It's now one. Now it's 1 in 3.
A 3-amp
tour.
3-amp
one in 3 amp tour.
A 3-amp tour.
All right, I think that about does it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Hasta luego. Great show. 1 in a million. I'm out of here.
I still love you, Richter. I do.
Yeah, sure. Bye.
Did you summon me?